Oh, that's right. I need more coffee. Hi, I'm Mike, and today we're at... Hi, I'm Mike again, and today we're at Ban Po Jung. I don't know the name of the street. Foster Avenue? We're on Foster. Oh, it says it on the chopsticks.
No, it says not on the chopsticks.
Sometimes you're done, you're burned out, you're cooked, but your mind keeps worrying. Fixation that is so beneficial when things are good and inspiration hits. A day or night that should have given you a moment to retreat, reprieve, to relax, but all you can think of is the prep you have when you return. Ban Po Jung is where I've come at the behest of my wife, whom is delightfully enamored with Korean food and culture. When almost always these intrusive thoughts are getting the best of me, she brings me to Ban Po Jung, encouraging me to pull out and setting me with surroundings that even though I'm gone, so lost in my own head with issues and worries, I can't ignore. Korean food, a cuisine perfect for Chicago. It's getting cold, and something bubbling away on a portable propane burner not only feeds a nostalgia I've been jealous to have, but also a very sincere and real need as the Chicago winter, which most of us weather year after year without want, starts. A patriarch taking care to set the table as soon as you sit down, offering up a seafood pancake, sometimes chatting excitedly in Korean to friends, possible regulars, or just someone he connected with. Korean game shows, dance competitions, song competitions playing in the background. There's nothing like someone making you happy to be just yourself and in the moment, surrounding yourself with a place that is just that. Oh, and crisp Korean beer, and soju, there's that too.
Hi, it's Mike again. Today we're at Ban Po Jung on Foster Avenue in Chicago. It's a Korean restaurant, Homestyle, the most comfortable restaurant that you can find. Inviting, there's music always playing in the background, there's always chit-chat, talk between the owners and yourself, and also amazing food, good food, homey food, food that makes you feel really good when you eat it. And if you haven't tried Korean food, you should try anything on the menu by just pointing at it, basically, because what you're gonna get is an experience. And if you do like Korean food, it has everything you like about it. You get your seafood pancake right off the bat. Their banchans are plentiful, beautiful, like elegantly made by the matriarch of the restaurant. It's a real good experience. So here at Ban Po Jung, we have sweetened fish cake, or not sweetened fish cake, but marinated fish cake. This is all the banchan. We have the blanched soybean sprouts, potato salad, some lightly seasoned and blanched zucchini or squash, daikon kimchi, cabbage kimchi, and cucumber kimchi. And then we just got the spicy marinated crab, something I haven't had, and I'm excited to share the experience with you. Wow. Oh, it's so good. This is raw, spicy marinated crab. You can also get a soy sauce version of it. First time having it, the flavor of it is a lot less funky than I would have assumed. I thought it was going to be a little more fermenty and maybe pungent, but it's really just super delicious. So this spicy marinated crab has, again, it's raw, marinated with soy sauce and gochujang, gochujang, which is like a spicy bean paste to it. So it's like sweet, spicy. You get like an earthy, like very comforting flavor to the crab meat, which I was expecting it to be a lot more like pungent and kind of an explosion, but it's really comforting and really super enjoyable. I would almost argue that it's not even like for a newcomer to Korean food or just trying something new. it's not something that would be an adventurous bite for you. It's just good. Like there's no like adapting other than maybe to the spice if you don't like spicy food. But there is an alternative version, which is the original version of the dish, where it's just marinated in a soy mixture as opposed to the spicy mixture. It's not like slippery or weird or anything like that. It's just very, you know, almost like a flaky fish. It is cold, so if you don't like eating like cold protein, but don't be lame. Eat everything. I don't know. I also don't know if you're supposed to eat it with your hands, but yeah. Hands are the perfect utensil. So, what we also just got on the table, Yukgaejang, which is something the owner himself recommended us to get. One of his favorites. It's shredded beef with noodles. There's definitely some chili in there that might be gochujang. I'm not 100% sure. There's like japchae glass noodles in there, which are amazing, bouncy, light noodles. And because they're made of potato starch, it doesn't sit quite as heavy as a wheat noodle. And it also looks to have a cracked egg in there, which is just so comforting for any soup. If you haven't done that with your ramen noodles at home, you should start doing that. We also have the Budae Jjgae, which is the army stew, built from the mixture of army in Korea during the Korean War. It's built out of the mixing of cultures and the sharing of ingredients, items, sharing of supplies. So you have luncheon meat, you have ramen noodles in there, boil it on a portable little gas stove, like a lot of Korean food. It's got to be eaten either cold or super boiling hot, and you have to eat it super boiling hot. Same with the Yukgaejang, because the Yukgaejang is sent in a stone bowl. You don't really want to touch the bowl because they're pulling that off the stove and putting it on the plate. It's going to continue to boil, and you need to eat things hot because, you know, if it's not hot, it's got to be cold. One or the other. There's no middle ground here. Middle ground is where bad things happen. It's the danger zone in food, you know. So if you're not scalding your mouth on this, you're not eating it correctly. But it's like if you're a stoner or something, you would love this. And if you're not, you would probably love it too. It's just great across the board.
Why would you like it more if you were a stoner?
It's everything you would make at home if you were drunk and an adventurous eater. Like, I've probably made this before. Not as deliciously because I don't have a good broth working or something, but I've made this mixture before out of desperation after working before I was married, especially before I was married. Sometimes I'll do it now if I can sneak out of bed at night, have a midnight snack, maybe have a beer or two in me, then I would definitely make something very similar to this anyways. But now that I know it's a thing, I can just order it. Let's do plating, right? Do this all night at work, stressing out, like, God, my plates are shitty for chef. But relatively healthful, besides perhaps the luncheon meat. But the luncheon meat is kind of the best part. It's like eating musubi. If you haven't had like Japanese musubi, you're missing out. But this is Korean, entirely different. Don't get the two mixed up. That's a silly mistake. But it has a big chunks of soft tofu in there that kind of break up while you're eating them. Tofu in itself, if you're not comfortable with tofu, start getting comfortable with tofu. It'll change the way you think about things. Tofu is not a meat substitute. It is its own thing, and it is beautiful in its own way. Very hot. Just getting over a sore throat, so this is both great and painful at the same time. And anything with stewed kimchi in it, if you haven't had like kimchi jjigae, which is like kimchi stew, generally with pork belly. I'm sure they have that on the menu here. You should definitely try that because you get like the fattiness of the pork belly mixed with the acidity of the kimchi. And generally you would use older kimchi for a stew like that because it's provides a purpose that maybe texturally when you're eating kimchi it's not so pleasant the older it gets because it's fermenting, it's breaking down, getting a little more soft. where if you use that as a stew, it takes all the flavor of the fermentation and cooks it out. Think if you're unfamiliar with any sort of fermented thing and you're scared of fermented things, think about how somebody would use cooking wine. Very similar idea. Breaking down the different parts of the vegetable and or meat or whatever and creating amino acids, etc., lactic acids. In this case, it would be lactic acid because of cabbage, salt. There's some rice flour generally added to certain kimchis, like a roux, but it's that starter and fermentation that it really brings out like all these different flavors in food, and that's pretty across the board in Korean cooking. It's also very healthy for you. Everybody drinks kombucha these days, and kombucha is delicious, fermented. Apple cider vinegar, if it's the good one, it's fermented.
Would you say that Budae Jjigae is good for digestion?
I'll say that Budae Jjgae is good for digestion. I'm sure a doctor would not, but I'm sure like my dad would be like, what are you talking about? This is terrible for digestion, but it's delicious. The only thing that might not be good in it for you, again, the luncheon meat and the ramen noodles, but you're mixing things together, you're having a good time. Eating is not all about being healthy. You're supposed to enjoy yourself. So this is the last dish that I have on the table. One of like, I have no idea, like 40 dishes that they make. All of which I'm sure have their own like beauty to them. This is called Yukgaejang, which is something the owner recommended. I think I've talked about that already, but it's shredded beef, glass noodles. I assume there is some gochujang in there, but it could just be gochujaru, which by the way is that sweet heat that I was talking about earlier, that elongated warmth. Comes from gochujaru, which is chili pepper flakes. They're like these long red chilies. You'll see them in Korean chili markets. I use them a lot in Malaysian cuisine for lack of different chilies that I would be able to get in Malaysia. It's those chilies, dried out, flaked, and they have like a very sweet, warm heat to them. This definitely has that because there's a red hue surrounding all the noodles, and it's so beautiful and vibrant. And the broth in this just made my voice crack. Because it is so intensely rich. I've had Korean beef stew before, like galbitang or galbitang. Always going to be screwing up these words, so any Korean speakers out there, I'm profusely sorry. But I'm working on it. It is incredibly rich and soulful. Our producer missed this before because we had like a camera issue, but I said, as soon as I ate it because it's that good. That's a great thing about like a lot of Korean dishes. The meat portion of it that you're eating is not as important as the broth. The seasoning of the meat is important. The fact that the meat is what's seasoning in the broth is important, like the bone broth or however they create their broths. But like the protein part of it is less important in this dish than the soup surrounding it. If I were to say something to the owners here, I would say that they have made home. You could see the tables around you. It's a bunch of families and friends enjoying their food. I've come here really late at night before they were closing, and the hospitality I received from both the owner and his wife are amazing. He's very dutiful and blunt in a very sweet way. If you're interested in eating different cultures' food, don't be surprised or upset at bluntness. Just appreciate that they're caring for you to begin with. Like he's always telling us, he's come by multiple times and say like, eat this, eat it now. Like don't wait to eat it because it's going to be less good then. So he wants you to have a really good experience. And his wife in the past has always been so sweet and like taking care of us. We came here really late and she just like waved us in with open arms, took care of us, helped us get takeout containers. And they also have beer and soju in the cooler, which is always important in Korean food, beer and soju. And it's got to be crisp beer, no IPAs. food. And if you're hungover, Korean food is just great in general. Like, we live in Chicago. It sucks, it's cold, your nose is always running. You might as well make it run and be in control of why your nose is running, as opposed to just being a victim of the cold. So thank you, Ban Po Jung, and thank you to both the owners, the entire crew. Everything is delicious, great. The banchan is so beautiful, and your service is great. And Chicago would be a worse place without you. So we're glad you're here.